What is going on, everybody? We have a 5-game NBA slate tonight, and I'll be going through my picks and plays for these games. We've been on absolute fire lately. Last night, we cashed 3 more underdog slips for another $500 or so. Sunday, we had a massive Sunday in the NFL. Saturday, we swept the board with college football and the NBA, so we're on a really good hot streak. Obviously, this isn't going to continue forever, so, keep your expectations in check, but let's just keep riding it while it's hot. Another thing with me is, we only have 5 games today. I'll be honest, there's not a lot that I like on this slate tonight. I just have 2 picks for you guys, and then I have 3 parlay fillers that I'll talk about. But I'm the type of person where if I don't love a play, I'll just stay away. So you'll notice that with me, if once you're following in the long term, is that there'll be days where there's 2 games and I'll maybe have like 5 plays. But then there'll be games where there's 5 games and I only have like 1 or 2 plays. It all depends on what I find. All depends on what the lines are out there, and obviously with the NBA with the injury situations as well. So, a couple quick things before I get into the picks. Number 1, join the free Discord server. The link to join is in the description below. We have a really good community and there are a lot of good people and a lot of people making a lot of cash over the last few days. And then secondly, if you want to see every single pick that I place, every slip that I make on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Hard Rock, whatever, you'll need to sign up for the VIP. If you want a 7-day free trial for that, you can do that by using the link in the description below. I do a write-up every day for each play. I post screenshots of every single slip that I make. And so if you want to tail my exact plays every day, that's the place to do it. Otherwise, you'll have to stick to these YouTube videos or be in the Discord server and just follow me on other social media. So where I post, some mixes and matches of my free plays. But as usual, I'm using Outlier to go through the picks today. This is the website that I use every day for my research. It's not a free website, but if you want a 7-day free trial with them, use the link in the description. So first play tonight, we are going to touch on Isaiah Hartenstein over 13.5 rebounds and assists. The main reason for this, Chet Holmgren got ruled out. So we have no Chet Holmgren tonight on the second leg of a back-to-back for the Thunder. If I look at this sample from last year, we had 38 games where Chet didn't play and Hartenstein played. Hartenstein averaged 15.7 rebounds and assists per game, going over this number 31 out of 38 times. We also had 2 matchups last season in this exact scenario against the Kings, where Holmgren was out and Hartenstein was in. So Hartenstein had 14 rebounds and assists in one game, and then he had 21 rebounds and assists in the other game for an average of 17.5. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not in love with this play. I'm not enamored with it by any means. I'm not married to it, but it's slim pickings in my opinion tonight. There's really not a lot that I love out there. So this one is really the only one that stood out to me just in general, probably the most. I got one more play for you guys over on PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy. This is a first half special. I love my first half plays, and we're going with LaMelo Ball under 20.5 first half PRA. Now, like I mentioned, this is only Underdog and PrizePicks. So if you don't have an account with Underdog or PrizePicks, sign up using code LayTheHouseRM and you'll get a deposit bonus. You'll get some promo plays. Underdog actually treats you really well when you first sign up, a lot of boosts and stuff. So I would highly suggest using my code to sign up for Underdog so you can take advantage of these 1/2 markets, because honestly, they're the softest in all of sports. You can make so much money on these first half plays. But anyways, we have no Brandon Miller tonight for the Hornets. He's going to be out for a bit, it seems, unless the second opinion comes back and he magically becomes healthy. But last season, we had 27 games in this instance. LaMelo Ball averaged 16.6 first half PRA in this situation last year, going under 20 out of 27 times. We even had 3 matchups against the Heat last year where he played and Miller did not, having 16, 12, and 19 PRA, going under all 3 games against the Heat. Like I said, there's no plays that I'm absolutely in love with tonight, but if I had to pick 2, those are my top 2. I will have the one slip probably with both of these together, and that's probably the only regular slip that I'm playing. Now let's go over to the parlay fillers. If you're new to my channel, I post a bunch of Green Goblin plays and parlay fillers every day. We actually had a really bad luck on them yesterday. I think I went like 1 for 3, which is super rare for me to do with these parlay fillers, the NBA. But generally, over the last 3-4 years, I've hit these around 90% of the time for NBA, NFL, and WNBA. So they're usually cash money every single night. Just last night was weird, I guess. But anyways, the way to play these is you want to mix and match them. You can either play all of them together or mix them with the other plays. Something I like to do a lot is if you get a promo, so like a Taco Tuesday, for example, which you'll get in PrizePicks. Combine that one play with these alternate lines, these goblin plays for essentially a free win. You put $25, I think is the max on PrizePicks on a Taco Tuesday play, and one of these plays I'm about to share with you, and then you get a free $25 essentially when it hits, because 90% of the time these will win. You'll probably lose more of the Taco plays than you will of these alternate lines. But the first one, we have Domantas Sabonis over 25.5 PRA as the alternate line over on PrizePicks. He's had a slow start to the season, but he still went over this number both times. He had 25 in the one game, 27 in the other game. He did have 5 fouls in the last game against the Lakers. So that did limit him just a tick on the minutes. He only played just over 30 minutes in that game as compared to his normal 36 to 37. Let's take a look at last year, though. Last year, he went over this number in 68 out of 71 games, including a stretch of like 60 games in a row, or maybe it's like 55 games in a row where he went over this number. I know he's looked rough to start this year, and there is a little bit of blowout concerns, and the Thunder are really good, but he did go over this number 3 times against them last year, averaging just under 30 a game. You don't need too much to go over 24.5 PRA, especially when you're as involved as Sabonis, so I like this play a lot. It's probably not my favorite parlay filler. I'd rank it number 2, but number 1 for my parlay fillers, James Harden over 14.5 points. This is an interesting one. So the strippers in San Francisco may like Harden a lot. James Harden over his last 20 games in San Francisco against Golden State Warriors, San Francisco, Oakland, Bay Area. And he's gone over this 14.5 point number 20 straight games on the road against the Warriors. So that's a trend I'm going to follow. He must like, the strippers in the Bay Area. But anyways, even without that, he went over this number 88% of the time last year, 91% of away games last year. So it's a strong play, even though it's not just the Bay Area. It's pretty much strong everywhere else. So solid play on James Harden. That's my favorite one tonight. I'm probably going to combine this with all the Taco Tuesdays that I think are worthwhile. And then the last play I'm on is Karl Anthony Towns over 29.5 PRA. Now, he has had some injury concerns to start the season, but he's still been playing in all the games. He's averaging 36.3 PRA per game, going over this number every single time. Going back to last season, he went over this number 80% of the time. But if I filter for games without Mitchell Robinson, that number goes to an 86% win rate. And if I go to just away games, it goes to a 90% win rate. So I'm confident in this 29.5 PRA. Not sure on the regular line for Towns, but I definitely like him to go over this 29.5 number. But that's going to wrap it up for me today. Just the 5 plays, keeping it short and simple. Like I said, I don't love the slate today. It's just one of those days where I'm not going to have a lot of plays for y'all. But, there's nothing wrong with being patient and picking your spots. Trust me, that's the best way to do this. It'll keep you alive a lot longer, picking your spots and not just chasing a win and chasing a loss. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Discord server later, and best of luck on your bets tonight, everybody.